Hey everyone, it's me, John Jacob Sims Player Smith, and here today I wanted to show off some of the founders of Gallifrey that I have been working on for my Doctor Who inspired Sims series. And I want to basically first off say I am really excited for Sims 4 Royalty and Legacy. I've heard wonderful things that I'm really excited about. I've heard potentially disappointing but typical stuff that I will not be looking forward to about The Sims 4 Royalty and Legacy. Yeah, The Sims 4 has a habit of disappointing us, but I'm going to be a little hopeful and hope for the best. And either way, it means I'll be able to actually start my Doctor Who series officially. So, yeah, I've been laying down a lot of prep work. I'm ready for it to officially start. So while I showed you the Pythia, the ruler of Gallifrey, at the start of my series here, let me show you the next set of rulers of Gallifrey, the upstarts, the new money, the people who will try to take power from the Pythia. And these are great, remarkable, famous, historical, legendary figures from Time Lord history in the show Doctor Who. So first off, we're starting with Rassilon. Now, he is going to be part of the Prydonian, or they are going to be part of the Prydonian dynasty. So one thing you should know about Rassilon, and Time Lords in general, in case you don't know, is that they live multiple lives in a way that's similar to reincarnation, but they call it regeneration, and it's basically when, well, this will happen later on, but Time Lords live multiple lives. They have different bodies, different faces over time, different personalities to a degree even. That's the main thing you gotta know. So, Rassilon here is one of them. Now, Rassilon, there's a bit of conflicting accounts between stories in Doctor Who that basically state that Rassilon started out as a woman or started out as a man. So I decided the best way to address that seemingly conflicting messaging detail would be to make Rassilon a gender, or gender fluid essentially, at least for their first incarnation, because in the future a lot of Rassilon's incarnations do seem to be identify as male, he, him. So this will be more so an anomaly for the first incarnation, before other ones will just be men probably. But yeah, this is the new morning robe that came with the Sims 4 Lost Legacies event. So yeah, Rassilon here has a very feminine quality while also still sort of looking masculine. Like it's kind of, I was trying to go for an androgynous to a degree. So yeah, I like the look. Now, a lot of the looks are not that creative, and that's just because do Time Lords really need that many creative looks? None of these characters, even the Doctor, they're legendary from the show, but we're not going to worry too much about how they look. Like the athletic wear here, Rassilon, terrible. Not worth it. Same with sleepwear. It's it's the best you can do without making this also sleepwear, which if it's supposed to be noble robes or something, we don't want to put that in sleepwear also. So yeah, and then there's the party wear. A lot of similar outfits. The swimwear, very feminine, or depends on your definition. Also have this. I think Rassilon is definitely only attracted to women, because we never really hear any stories of Rassilon being attracted to men at all. So while this first incarnation is a gender or gender fluid, They do have a wife, and I will show you her later on in the family tree. That has been updated for all my Sims, even in this save. My Doctor Who save. And yeah, so before we move on to the next legendary figure, one thing you need to know about Rassilon, the upstart who wants to rule Gallifrey and be a rival for the Pythia, is that Rassilon is leader of the pack, ambitious, self-absorbed, snob, and romantic, while also liking hardworking Sims. Now, Rassilon would be nothing without his biggest ally, Omega. So, Omega here, not a lot is known about the first incarnation. The most we know, maybe a white guy. Most we know. So, a lot of liberties taken here with the look. Omega is definitely a very famous inventor, engineer. Basically, Time Lords are able to time travel because of Omega, essentially. So, yeah, I gave him sort of an aviator look. Probably not the most accurate, but like, what else am I going to put him in? Really? Like, a lot of this Star Wars pack goes into their outfits to try and make them look a little more alien, but like, it's really hard to like have unique clothing in The Sims 4 that feels alien and not basically what people wear clothes, you know? So, yeah, like, look at this. Formal wear, so boring, but not much you can do, really. I'm not going to try too hard, especially since a lot of these characters are important in the beginning, but they're not important in the long run. But they're cool to try out with the new Sims 4 Royalty and Legacy as soon as it comes out. I'm so jealous of all the people who got early access to it, because part of me was thinking, okay, I only gotta wait a few more days till it comes out. Just gotta wait till Tuesday. Got only a couple more days. Then I realized, oh, no, it's actually Thursday. I have almost a week still. And I was just like, I want it to be out now. Like, I almost wish I had early access, but that means EA would like me, and EA liking a sim YouTuber is probably not a good thing for the YouTuber at all. And plus, obviously, I don't agree with EA, but like, I will admit, if I didn't have to pay anything for early access, I would be inclined to accept it. I mean, I'm not giving them any money, so you know, I'm gonna have it one way or another without paying. But I'm just, it would have been nice to have early access. Would have been nice. Anyway, now we'll move on to Rassilon's rivals. So they're both Pandak here. Pandak the First is also a rival for the throne against Pythia. But Pandak is another, I would say, more aggressive and ambitious force. He's hot-headed, ambitious, and self-absorbed. And you've already gotten a taste of him in a prior video that I made. But you may not have seen him because I did delete that video just because I was like, it's not that cool. Nothing really happened. It's not fitting the storyline I wanted to make. So I went ahead and deleted that and kind of just undid everything that happened in that video. But yeah, Pandak here. He's going to be another rival for the throne, for the rule of Gallifrey. And he has the fabulously wealthy aspiration. And I don't know if I went over Omega's traits here, so let me do that actually. Omega has the nerd brain aspiration. He's jealous, a genius, and erratic. Now, you could call him a inspired, eccentric scientist. You could. It's not impossible. But last but not least, we have a famous Gallifreyan hero. One that you only hear about in a single book in the entire franchise called Cat's Cradle Time's Crucible. Literally. You only hear about Pridonius once. Yeah. But he was a character in there. He's cool for the storyline. Not important in the long run. but still cool for the beginning, especially when testing out these features in The Sims 4 Royalty and Legacy. So, full name here, Vaclav Augusti Pridonius. He's a hero, think like an ancient Greek type hero, fighting monsters, except exploring space and bringing back trophies and being probably like a conqueror slash empire colonizer, builder. Not entirely good. Not entirely good. But, like I said here, a little shady. And mean. Shady, mean, but loyal to the Pythia. Loyal to the Pythia. And likes nature enthusiasts and has the bodybuilder aspiration. So I will show you off all the outfits here, but I'm pretty sure they're all the same. Except for the gloves, I guess, in cold weather. There was no point adding diversity to his look. The only people I wanted to add diversity to in their looks are the people who are going to be genuinely important in the long run for this series. But, yeah. So, here is the immediate group of founders. While Gallifrey does have more than just these couple people as founders, for at least the Time Lord Society, these are the ones I need to have in one household, because the other ones don't matter as much. These ones will matter. So yeah, now we'll go back to the Citadel lot I made for Gallifrey in The Sims 4, and I'll show off some of the family trees for these legendary, soon-to-be one-day Time Lords. And yeah, okay. So looking at Rassilon here, Rassilon's family tree is probably the largest. So, Rassilon already has 2 children with their wife, who is conveniently called Wife. Real creative. Wife Rassilon. Yeah, that's so creative. But yeah, has children, and also a nephew. So Pandad, and this is Rassilon's nephew, the child of his sister, Odias Adrianasor. And his nephew's name is a mouthful. Kuinasander Oliesti Pekari. Let's try saying that 3 times fast. But yeah, Rassilon's parents, though, his father, great creative name. No wonder father and wife live together, right? And yeah, Rassilon does not live with their wife, not at all. And Rassilon's mother is Diana Silvarsor. And his grandmother, or their grandmother, Rassilon's grandmother, Rassilon's mother's mother, Shilvar Kariesti. So that's their family tree here. Rassilon is a parent and has a wife, but you're not probably gonna see these kids for a long while, you know? And to be real with you, only one of them is actually important, as horrible as that sounds. That's gonna be Pandad here. But let's look over some of the others here. So Pandak doesn't have a family tree, only one. Omega, though, is married, and his wife is not in this household either. His wife is Patience. She lives in a totally different household. But he is married. And Vaclav Augusti Pridonius does not have a family. But they all live in the Citadel in Gallifrey, along with some of the other founders here, like Utenoyar. Basically, if we were to go over to the clubs, oops, where are you? Yeah, here we go. We'll see that Rassilon is the leader of a club called the Neo-Technologist. Basically, they want to have science rule over their kingdom instead of magic and psychic, supernatural mumbo-jumbo. And in this club is Rassilon as leader, as well as Omega, a Pyron, another founder of Gallifrey modern Time Lord Society, Utenoyar, Pandak, but also Tecteun, as well as the Neo-Technologist, Rassilon is also in the Time Lord High Council. Now, while they have no power yet, they have big ambitions. Right now, Rassilon is just a member along with Tecteun, Apeiron, Utunoyor, and Omega. But Pandak is the leader of the Time Lord High Council. He is the one who is deciding a lot of the rules for now. But him and Rassilon, they both want to be in charge. So there's a bit of a rivalry, even though their main rival is definitely Pythia. But, yeah, so that is the little founders of Gallifrey I've been working on. I definitely am excited to start this series. I've been doing a lot of prep work, making lots, making sims. Like, I went through every household, every lot in The Sims 4 and just deleted it to have a completely clean slate. So that way I can remake the entire game in the Doctor Who image. But, yeah. So, next week, you'll definitely see that series finally really begin again. We'll have some gameplay happening. It'll be fun. But we'll also have a part 2 to the Lost Legacies event. So, look forward to that also. And you might see a couple shorts this weekend if I have time. Fingers crossed. Anyway, hope you have a good day. And I'll talk to you later. But before I go, and before you go, please do me a tiny, 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 tiny favor. Just subscribe or leave a comment or like this video. If you can, it helps the algorithm and gets more attention on this series. So, yeah. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.